طيب يا guys. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هنعمل revision لكل الrules for all the SAT from A to Z. Okay يا شباب؟ نحن yesterday يا شباب we took some revisions for example for the triangle, for the similarity and so on. And today we took يا شباب the revision for what يا شباب? For the fractions, for what else? Sequence
and inequalities.
Inequalities and equivalent to define and undefined, right?
Yes.
Very good. خلينا نبدأ بالfirst lesson اللي هو the most important lesson, linear equation. Linear equation. طيب. Just one second. أنا بالlinear equation I have more than one idea. أول idea please ركزوا معي شوي. One. When we have y equals mx plus b, what does that mean? What is the slope?
The slope is m. Rise over run. Or y2
What?
minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
What else?
Change of y over change of x.
Very good. So
Rise
m,
over run.
very good. M represent the slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Very good. Which is rise over run, which is change of y over change of x. طيب. يعني guys, the B is what?
Y-intercept.
What else? We have keyword for the B.
Initial
y-intercept.
start.
Initial.
يعني when x equals 0 y-intercept, right?
Yes.
أو إذا بتكون what? Initial. What else? What else? Starting. صح الكلام؟
So does point of origin count as well?
So we have, guys, keywords for the B. Y-intercept, x equals 0, initial, starting, and so on. طيب
So
guys.
does point of origin included?
هلا بنحكي. Don't worry. Guys, let's say, for example, and I have y equals 2x plus 5. And I have in the second hand y equals minus 2x plus 5. What does that mean? In the word problem, every single trial يا شباب, we have one equation for the word problem in the linear. The main idea is when x increase by 1, the y increase by what, you guys?
2.
The y increase by 2. When x increase by 1, the y increase by 2. Hello? بينما هون even we have minus, بيضل x increase by 1, ولكن the y decrease by what? By 2.
2.
When x increase by 1, the y decrease by 2. What does that mean? يعني يا شباب, whatever is the given, دايما the slope in what? In what way يا شباب? In what?
1 unit.
In 1 unit. برافو عليكم. دايما the slope in 1 unit. So دايما يا شباب as يكون, for example, if the question about the kilometer, it will be in 1 kilometer. The question in second, it will be 1 second. The question in kilometer, it means 1 kilometer, and so on. دايما. The x increase all the time by 1. Whatever it is, إن شاء الله يكون minus million. دايما ال x increase by 1. Okay? But the y increase when we have positive and decrease when we have negative. Is that clear for all? Yeah, let's say, for example, in the real life, for example, I have the speed equals 2d or 2t plus 3. What does that mean? It means when the time increase by 1, the speed increase by what, you guys? By 2, for example. Okay, واضح?
Yes.
And when there is no time initial, when the time is 0, yeah, the beginning of the time, the beginning of the of the motion, what was the speed? The speed was 3. Okay, guys, for example, I'm back. Okay, guys, واضح للجميع?
Yes.
Now, شباب, idea number 2 from the linear also. When we say, شباب, x-intercept, what's the meaning of x-intercept?
Y equals
Y
0.
equals 0.
I substitute y by 0. Very good. And when we have y-intercept,
X equals 0.
X equals 0.
I substitute x by 0. Very good. And when we have intersection point,
Y is equal to
Y
Y
equals
equals
Y.
لما نسمع كلمة intersection, what does that mean يا شباب؟ يعني the y of the first line equals the y of the second line. Or the y of the first equation equals the y of the second equation, whatever it is. Maybe parabola or linear. Okay, شباب? Maybe inequality يا شباب. Maybe يا شباب to the power 3 and linear, I don't know what. So the first y equals to the second y. 5. When we have parallel lines, it means what, you guys?
Slopes are the
They
same.
have same slope. 6. When we have perpendicular lines,
Negative reciprocal
it
of the
means I have
slopes.
minus reciprocal. 7. Sure, guys. What's the meaning of minus reciprocal? Yeah, let's say, for example, I have line with the slope minus 5/3. So the perpendicular line, it will be what, you guys? Minus
3
then
over
the flip.
5.
3 over
So it will
5.
be 3/5. If I have line with the slope, for example, -1, so the perpendicular line, it will be what, you guys?
1.
1.
1. And so on. طيب, guys. 7. We have, sorry,
7.
7.
Yes.
لسه ما اخذت هذه كلها بال6. هذه كلها بال6. فهمت لل6؟
ايوه.
Okay. 7, guys. When we have y, listen, هلا هون كثير مهم. When we have y equals constant, يعني y equals 3, y equals 5, whatever it is يا شباب, y equals -2, it means I have horizontal line. We have horizontal line. And what is the slope? The slope equals 0.
0.
And when we have, ya shabab, x equals constant, let's say, for example, we have -2. It means, ya shabab, and I have vertical line. And I can't find the slope. The slope is what, you guys?
Undefined.
The slope is undefined. Is that clear for all? ولا نايمين?
Mr. What's the difference
Clear.
between a slope
it's
equals
clear.
0 and a slope undefined?
The slope equals 0. It means y2 minus y1, because both points under the same point. So that's why it will be 0 over number, which is what? Which is 0. شوف يا ابني. For example, this is x, this is y. This one, y equals 3, right?
Yes.
Y equals 3. So this one horizontal line because y equals 3. This one vertical line because x equals 2, for example. So here يا ابني, both points عندهم the same x. So when we say y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, the x will be 0, number over 0, which is undefined. بينما both points, let's say, for example, this one and this one, عندهم the same y. So that's why y2 minus y1 give us 0, 0 over number, which is 0. So that's why for the horizontal line, the slope is 0. For the vertical line, I can't find the slope because there is no run. I have rise, there is no run. Guys, وحلينا like this question is بتتذكروا يا guys ب 2019 بمارش, question number 19, no calculator part. Okay? For example يا شباب قالوا لكم, for example, and I have y greater than or equals to 1. Choice number 1. X greater than or equals to 1. Y equals to 1. And y, or x, less than or equals to 1. And I have this graph. For example, I'm back here, okay? I have this one. And this point is 1. Guys, first of all, this line horizontal or vertical?
Horizontal.
Because this line is horizontal, so it means y equals constant or x equals constant.
Y
So that's why in the first impression I can eliminate B and I can eliminate D. دغري على السريع.
Yes.
Guys, and because we have shaded region, it means I use the inequality. The shaded region is above the line, so that's why. What is the answer?
A.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So another most important idea, when we have horizontal line, I use y equals. When we have vertical line, I use x equals. And if we have a greater than only, it means I have dashed point. If we have a greater than equals, it means I have solid line. No need to revise this idea, right? And easy. Well, the most important and horizontal y equals, vertical x equals. Is that clear for all?
Yes.
Yes.
Guys, when we have y equals mx, 8. Now 9. When we have y equals mx, what does that mean? It
Line
means
pass
this
through.
line passing where ya
The
shabab?
origin.
There is
Origin.
no y-intercept. It means this line passing the origin, the 0, 0. Hello? If m is positive, it means I have increasing line. And if m is negative, it means I have decreasing line. Is that clear?
Yes.
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 Still, we have 2 ideas for the linear. Can I erase?
Yes.
Yes.
خلينا نروح على second page. 10. Guys.
مستر بس تعال ترجع ورا لحظة ثانية.
Yes. When we have y equals mx, it means the line passing to the origin. Okay, Abni? For example, like this shape, huh? So I have this one. This is x. This is y. This line passing to the origin. See? But
أي
because m is positive, so the line is increasing. And this one is what, ya shabab? Decreasing. So this one y equals mx, ولكن m is negative because decreasing line. This one y equals mx because this one increasing because y equals mx passing through the origin. Is that clear, ya Abni?
أي
Theorem. Guys, when I have point, let's say, for example, I have 2 and 5. I have 3 types of reflections. Listen, please. Across the x-axis, across the y-axis, and across the y equals x. If we have a point, and this point is reflected across the x-axis, I change the sign of y. It will be 2, ولكن instead of 5, it will be what? -5. If we have reflection across the y-axis, I change the sign of x. Instead of x, it will be what? -2 and 5. And if I have reflection across the y equals x, it means I have inverse function, guys, inverse, f of -1. That's why the x, y, and the y x, يعني instead of 2, 5, what is here? 5 and
5 2.
5 and 2. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Always,
This is
guys,
called
when we have,
reflection.
sorry,
This is called reflection.
reflection.
Okay.
Yes. Guys, when we have reflection across the axis or the y-axis, I change the sign of the slope. Don't change the slope, change the sign. يعني for example, one question from 2016 إذا بتذكروا June, no calculator part. Can I have y equals 2x plus 5? For example, I have this one, and I have a choice in the choices. Y equals, for example, 1 over 2x plus 5. Y equals -2 x plus 5. And y equals, for example, guys, and y equals, okay, خلونا يا شباب, -1 over 2 or 1 over 2 x plus 5. قالوا لكم this line reflected across the x-axis. Without thinking, guys, once the line reflected across the x-axis, I changed the sign of the slope. يعني what is the answer? Don't
Negative.
flip the sign. Don't flip, sorry, the fraction, the slope. Just change the sign. Here the sign is 2, so the answer is what?
B.
This one. Is that clear for all?
Yes.
Yes.
Erase?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Now,
Mister, shouldn't we change the sign of the y-intercept?
don't change the sign of the y-intercept. Only change the sign of the slope.
But the
Okay.
y-intercept is
Forget the
line that
y-intercept. Change the sign of the slope. Yusuf, واضح أنا.
Okay.
Okay. Guys, لما نقول y equals mx plus b, what is the slope? As we agreed, يا شباب. But when we have ax plus by equals c,
Negative
what is the
A
slope?
negative
When we have a standard form,
Negative B
the
of
slope is minus a over b. The coefficient of the x over coefficient of the y. This is the slope. Is that clear for all?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
In the linear equation, I have main ideas for the number of solutions. Linear equation with the number of solutions. Guys, listen please. I have 3 cases. 1, no solution. 2, 1 solution. 3, many, or if you want, infinite solution. Guys, drama ما بدها. When we have no solution, يعني the 2 lines are parallel line, يعني never intersect, يعني no intersection between them. What does that mean? شو معنات parallel line, guys? يعني same
same
slope. And what else?
Different y-intercept.
Different y-intercept. Very good. When we have one solution, it means the 2 lines are intersect. So what is the answer?
different
Slopes. Maybe are perpendicular. So in this case, بتكونوا minus reciprocal. Maybe no. But let's السؤال اللي اجى ب 22, guys. The 2 lines are intersect. Maybe the intersection is perpendicular. So in this case, minus reciprocal. This is the trick. It wasn't the question. تذكريها يا Hannah? Or this line. When we have perpendicular, it means minus reciprocal. Otherwise, no, guys. Different slope, ولكن ما reciprocal. Okay, guys?
Yes.
لا يكونوا perpendicular, لازم يكونوا minus reciprocal. ولكن maybe they are intersect, ولكن not in the perpendicular point. And many solutions, it means overlap. شو يعني overlap, guys? يكون the 2 lines above each other. Okay? يكون عندكم same slope and same y intercept. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
No need for the example. We took a lot of examples, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The y-intercept, yeah, Hannah. When we have a standard form, what's the meaning of y-intercept? When x equals 0. When x equals, this one is a standard form, right? When x equals 0, it will be what? C over B. That's it. خلصت.
Okay, thank you.
And don't forget, ya shabab. Sometimes the question becomes like this one. For example, 3x plus 5 equals ax plus b. In this case, let's say, for example, find a plus b if the equation has many solutions. لما أقول many solution يعني same slope, same y-intercept. What is the slope? A. What is the slope? 3. So A equals 3. That's it. What's the y-intercept? 5. What's the y-intercept? B? So B equals 5. So that's why a plus b equals 8. It's easy, guys. But when we have this one, when we have y equals mx plus b, guys, but when we have a standard form, for example, 3x plus 2y equals 5. Okay, and here I have, for example, ax plus by equals 7. For example, Abula. If the question find the slope, if the equation has many solution, or one solution, or different, or is it no solution? No solution, it means what, guys? What do you mean of no solution?
Same slope.
Same
as
slope.
y-intercept.
What is the slope of the first equation?
3.
Negative 2.
Minus 3 over 2. What is the slope of the second equation?
Minus a over b.
Minus a over b. So I can say that a over b equals what? 3 over 2.
Yep.
This is the first way. Or if you want another way, when we have this type of question, بتقولوا coefficient of x over coefficient of x equals coefficient of y over coefficient of the y. صح الكلام? This is the way of what يا شباب? Of Dr. Jones. Or if you want يا شباب, when we have many solutions, in this case, I can say that the 3 over a equals 5 over 7 equals 2 over b. This is a question, this one to find a and b if we have many solutions. X over x equals y over y equals constant over constant. From this one, I can find a b. From this one, I can find a, and I can find whatever you want. Is that clear? X over x equals y over y equals this one over this one. Or يا شباب نرجع our old way. Show you our old way. Many solution, same slope, same y-intercept. What is the slope? Minus 3 over 2. What is the y-intercept? When x equals 0, which is 5 over 2. And we solve everything. Is that clear for all you guys?
Yes. Yes.
So, and I can use خبرية same slope, same y-intercept. Okay? When we have a standard form or when we have y-intercept form. This one over this one when we have يا شباب standard form. هلا إذا بدكم خليكم على same slope, same y-intercept. Any question till now?
Yes.
No.
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 Very good. Guys, ما بدنا نغلط between the number of solutions of the linear and the number of solutions of the quadratic. When we have a quadratic, يعني y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. حلو هالكلام؟
Yes.
This is the quadratic equation. ax squared plus bx plus c. شوفوا يا شباب. الله يرضى عليكم. If the question about the number of solutions, it means also I have 3 cases. Listen, please. Allah يرضى عليكم. Listen. يا إما no solution, exactly like the linear. يا إما one solution, exactly like the linear. ولكن in the quadratic, we don't have many solutions. I have 2 solutions only. لأن quadratic يا بلا ضمير. يعني U shape parabola opening up or parabola opening down. Is that clear for all?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
No solution. اسمعوا لكم. No solution يعني بالحقيقة no intersection with the x-axis. واضح ولا نايمين؟
واضح.
No intersections with the x-axis. It means the shape like this one, for example. How is it like this one? Whatever it is. No intersection with the x-axis. Okay, guys? In this case, what is the rule? The rule is b squared minus 4ac less than 0. But what is b? Coefficient of x. What is a? Coefficient of x squared. What is c? Constant. Inshallah يكون هذا الكونستنت اسمه 3x squared plus 5x plus Adam. So Adam is c. 5x squared plus 8x plus Hannah. Hannah is c. Is that clear يا جود؟ عم تسمعوني guys؟
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Clear.
تمام. So b squared minus 4ac less than 0. Whatever is number without c, without x represent the c. إن شاء الله يسموها c. إن شاء الله يسموها محمد. اللي بدكم إياه. Whatever is without x هي c. أي شيء without x. Like the question we did it before. كان في بقلبه k plus 3 تذكروا? We cannot say that the 3 only is the constant. No, all of it is the constant. One solution, او بيمرق معاكم كلمه وات يا جايز؟ شو عمر؟ or
Double.
one or
Double.
or double solution. برافو عليك. One solution or double solution. What's the meaning of double? يعني the same point repeated twice. It means يا شباب I have one intersection only. One intersection. Like this one, for example.
Sir.
Or like this one, touching. Just 1 second, Yam. Okay, guys? So in this case, what is the rule? B squared minus 4AC equals 0. Okay, guys? واضح؟ Yes, يا عمر.
لما يبقى في multiplications اللي هو touching بنعملها squared صح؟
ايه هلا بنحكي بالموضوع intersections. Don't worry. Okay, two solutions. It means يا شباب I have two intersections. Two intersection with the x-axis. مش with the y-axis, with the x-axis. Okay? بيكون لي graph like this one, for example. Or like this one, for example. بيكون guys b squared minus 4ac greater than 0. Is that clear? So in the linear, I have no 1, many. In the quadratic, I have no 1, ولكن 2. Instead of many, I have 2. Is that clear till now?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Erase.
Yes.
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 طيب. نحكي يا guys. When we have a graph, and let's say, for example, I have this one. For example, okay? This one minus 1. This one is 2. And this one, for example. This one is 3. وعطوني يا شباب choices. Which of the following represent the situation or represent the graph above? Or sometimes I have the choices, or I have the يا شباب the given, I have the equations. Which graph represent the equation above? The same idea. Yeah, guys. First of all, I find what يا شباب? The roots.
The roots.
The roots in the minus 1. The roots in the 2. The roots are 3. These are the roots. Then I change from root to factors. Guys, if the root is minus 1, what is the factor? X plus 1.
1.
Because from where I got minus 1, he can't x plus 1 equals 0. So x equals what? Minus 1. If the root 2, what is the factor? X minus 2. And if the root, ya shabab, 3, so the factor is what? X minus 2.
X minus 3.
But I have big difference between the root minus 1 and the root 2. When we check the given, I have ya shabab touching of the graph on the x-axis. What's the meaning of touching? It means I have multiplicity. I have multiplicity, so that's why I have what? Squared. Because I have multiplicity. Is that clear?
Yes.
But now, maybe in the choices, I have this one or I have this one. How I decide between them? Both of them are the same roots and the same factors. X plus 1, x minus 2 squared, and x minus 3. Well, like this one is positive and this one is negative. How I decide? Don't use the school way. This one increase, it means positive. No, guys. I follow the y-intercept. Okay, guys? When I check the given, what is the y-intercept? لاحظوا. When x equals 0, what is the y-intercept, you guys? In the positive side or the negative side? When x equals 0, we have positive number, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now I check which of the following, this one or this one, give us positive number when x equals 0. If I substitute instead of x0 هون صار عندكم minus 0 plus 1 into 0 minus 2 squared into 0 minus 3. 0 plus 1, which is 1, it will be minus 1 into minus 2 squared, which is 4 into minus 3. It will be minus times minus, which is what? 12.
3.
So the answer is positive. That's why this one is wrong and this one is acceptable. With dalil, if you substitute instead of x0 here, it will be 0 plus 1 into 0 minus 2 squared into 0 minus 3. So it will be يا شباب 1 into 4 into minus 3, which is what, you guys?
Negative.
Minus 12. As per the given, when x equals 0, the graph in the positive side, not in the negative. So that's why cancel this one, accept this one. So how we solve like this type of question? First of all, I find the roots. Then from root, I find the factor. I check if I have multiplicity. Then I check when x equals 0 if the graph positive or negative. Sometimes I have like this one, for example. It means when x equals 0, what is the graph? In the negative side.
Negative.
Get the point, guys?
Sir, I didn't understand the multiplicity part.
Very good.
Me too.
No problem. Don't worry. Now we have 3 intersections, minus 1 and 2 and 3, right?
Yes.
Very good. But there are big difference between them. A lot of difference. The first one, when x intersect the x-axis and the point minus 1, the graph, what? Cut the x-axis, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But at the point 2, the graph touch the x-axis only, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
What's the meaning of touching? It means I have multiplicity. What's the meaning of multiplicity? Multiplicity, it means that times I was بدك the root is repeated, double, twice. Because it twice,
So we give it a square.
got it now?
So whenever they touch the x-axis,
Yes.
that means it's a
It
square.
will be twice, this one. Okay, Abney?
Yes, sir.
Is
Thank
that clear for all?
Yes.
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 Now, erase.
Yes.
الله يرضى عليكم، الله يرضى عليكم تكونوا معي. مش أنا عم بعمل explanation وواحد نايم، واحد على الواتساب وواحد مش عارف وين. اتقوا الله. بكره الامتحان ما حيطلع عن هيدي الريفيجن، والله اقسم بالله العظيم اللي بيركز بهيدي الريفيجن والله العظيم والله العظيم ليجيب سكور كثير حلو. دينا انت معك خبر، هنا معكم خبر رفقاتكم 800 790 780. تركيز يا شباب، تركيز. السيشن بكره، هيدي السيشن كانها بكره ابدا، نفس الافكار ركزوا فيها، نصيحه. واضح ولا نايمين؟
واضح.
واضح.
When we have a quadratic equation, for example, x squared, ax squared plus bx plus c. Guys, when we have a quadratic equation, I have more than one idea. The first one, factorization. To factorize, I can use the sum and the product, or I can use the identity, or I can use the calculator mod 5 3. It's depend on the given. صح ولا لا? There is no problem
Yes.
with factorization through the a plus b squared, through the sum product, through the a squared minus b squared, and so on. Guys, when we have a quadratic equation and in the multiple choices we have a radical, don't waste your time, use a quadratic formula. Once you have a شباب quadratic and in the multiple choices we have radical, or for example in the grid like question number 18 in December مثلا, okay, in December 18 we have radical يا شباب. When we have radical, it means don't waste your time, use a quadratic formula, which is what, guys? Minus b plus or minus radical b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Sometimes they want the answer below the fraction. Sometimes they want the answer only below the radical. Sometimes we want the answer يا شباب after simplify as you want. نحن I follow the given. ما حدا يخترع. يعني for example طلع معكم الانسر يا شباب minus 2 plus or minus radical 4. Let's say for example يا شباب over 2. This one is answer. Listen please. This one is the first answer. It's depend on the given. And for example, minus 2 plus or minus radical 4 here 2 over 2. So I have two cases. Minus 2 plus 2, which is 0, over 2, which is 0, or minus 4 over 2, which is what? Minus 2. So I have two answers for this one, right? This one is the second way. Or if you want, we can say شباب خلينا ناخذ يا شباب instead of 4 ناخذ 8 مثلا. Okay, ناخذ 8. يطلع السؤال شوي أحلى. Okay? And I follow the given. If the question, والله, the solution is minus 2 أو خلينا نقول minus a plus or minus radical b over 2. In this case, what is a?
minus 2.
لا يا بلا ضمير. A is 2. لأنه الماينس a minus 2 يعني A is 2. And what is B?
8.
8. Very good. طب if I have the same given, ولكن the solution is minus A plus or minus radical n. The question, find A and n.
It becomes 2 radical 2.
Oh, guys, in this case, I don't have a fraction, right?
Yes.
So I can't stop at this. I can't. I need to simplify to find given without denominator. So I'm minus 2 over 2, because when we have one fraction, I can split it, plus or minus. What is radical 80, guys? 4 times 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah, بالحقيقة 2 radical 2. So it will be 2 radical 2 over 2. So it will be minus 1 plus or
Plus.
minus radical 2. Comparing with this one. So what is A?
1.
And
1,
what is N?
2.
2. Got the point?
Yes. Thank you.
But
Yes.
if I have a shabab, the same answer, the same given, ولكن the solution is minus A plus or minus شوفوا. The solution is minus 1 plus or minus radical A over 2. Or A over 4. What can I do in this case? What is A? شو رأيكم؟
It's radical 8 over 4. Like
First
you
of
put
all,
the radical 8
bravo
into
عليك. Bravo عليك. First of all, I can split it. It will be minus 2 over 2 plus or minus. Guys, I don't want denominator in the fraction. ولكن I can put this one below the fraction, below the radical. So it will be plus or minus radical 8. هي outside the radical هي 4. يعني below the radical is what?
4.
4. Just compare them. يعني A equals what?
8.
8. So that's why I follow the given, you guys. I follow what he wants. مش what I want. Okay, guys?
Okay.
All the ideas for the quadratic. For the quadratic formula. Any question?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
في برضه قضية إن الصم minus B over A والproduct.
هلا بنحكي هلا بعد ما خلصنا. ويت هذا كل شيء له علاقه بالكوادراتيك فورمولا. لسه ما خلصنا. بعد في عندنا sum of solutions, the product of
أنا عندي سؤال.
solutions. بعد عندنا جايز غير اللي بتساوي البرودكت اوف سوليوشن. في عندنا كثير ايدياز. ويت ما تعطي الهم. يس يا بنتي قولي.
أنا لما يكون ال choices ال answer choices radical then we use this formula.
Use a quadratic formula. If we have a quadratic, if you have a quadratic like this case, and all the choices with a radical, don't waste your time. خلاص. Use a quadratic formula. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
الله يحميكم جميعا. Guys, when we have a quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c. If the question find the sum of solution, for example, and I have x squared plus 5x plus 4. To find the sum of solution, I can use the school way. I can factorize this one sum and the product 2 nums the product 4 with sum 5. So 4 and 1 blah blah blah. I find the first solution, I find the second solution, then I add them to find the sum of solution, or I multiply them to find the product of solution. This story is true. ولكن when I have complicated given and without calculator, for example, I have an 2 over 5 x squared, like October 2016, no calculator part. 2 over 5 x squared plus 5 over, let's say, for example, 4x plus 8 over 5 مثلا. Okay, خلينا كلنا نسوي over 5 مثلا او كلنا نسوي over 4, whatever it is, خلوا هيك. Okay, and the question find the sum of solution. And this question, guys, without calculator. How I solve this one without calculator, guys? It's complicated. Even with a different than 1, we have a different than 1 with the fractions, so maybe we can solve it, but it can take time. So I find the answer without all this story. I have rule from the SAT. Don't use the school way. Sum of solution and the product of solution. If you want to find the sum of solution, I apply the rule minus b over a. If you want to find the product of solution, it will be what?
C over
C
A.
over A.
C over a. That's it. And without a drama, without anything. Minus b over a, what is b? Coefficient of x, coefficient of a. That's it. This one minus b over a. If you want to find c over a, this one over this one. So just I apply the rule. No need to factorize. No need to find the answer. Even it may be faster than this than the calculator, يا شباب. It's just minus b over a sum of solution. C over a is the product of solution. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes. Also, guys, نحن تعلمنا how we find sum of solutions, product of solutions, how we factorize when we have a equals 1, and يا شباب, we know how we factorize when a different than 1. قلت لكم we have two ways. We can use factor by grouping or we can use the SAT way. Okay? Factorization with a different than 1. I split the middle term إذا بتتذكروا. صح الكلام؟
Yes.
اوكي. شو بعد بدنا نحكي كمان؟ لما يخص الكوادراتيك.
الستاندرد فورم ولا vertex form؟
هلا بنحكي عن البارابولا. هلا بنحكي عن البارابولا، هذا له خبريه لوحده. دور. بس خلينا نخلص من هاي. اي بنحكي عن خبريه الروتس. اسال درس اللي انتم بتكرهوه. For example, أنا I have f of x equals x squared minus 5x. قالوا لكم which of the following represent a factor of the given. Guys, please. لما أقول x minus 2 is a factor. لما أقول x minus 2 is a factor is هلا هون شو بده يطلع؟ هون شو بده يطلع الفاكتور يا شباب؟
بس يكون equal 0.
0 and
هون ال 5 صح؟
yeah 0
5
and 5
squared 25 و 5 times 5 is 25. So when x equals مظبوط؟ when x equals 5 صح الكلام؟ ماشي الحال. x minus 5 is a factor. Listen please. x minus 5 factor. Listen, الله يرضى عليكم. If and only if f of 5 is 0. يعني بالامتحان قال لكم which of the following is a factor. x minus 5 يعني بالحقيقة x equals what? 5. I substitute instead of x5 in the given. If the final answer is 0, it means factor. Otherwise, no. حلو هالكلام؟
Yes.
I substitute instead of instead of x, the root. If the final answer is 0, it means factor. Otherwise, no. شوفوا x minus 5 is factor if f of 5 is 0. What else coming يا شباب? It means when I divide the f of x by the factor x minus 5, شو حيكون يا guys؟ حيكون answer ولكن what يا شباب؟ plus what يا شباب؟ No
no remainder.
remainder. مثل ما اقول يا شباب 9 divided by 3 times 3 9. It will be 0. There is no remainder. I have answer with no remainder. So when we have factor, it means I can divide them. I can find the answer with no remainder. And I gave you يا شباب 5 examples in the worksheet about this idea. صح الكلام؟ كله بيرجع للworksheet. بينما يا guys جيت قلت لكم والله x plus 2 is a factor. For example, جيت قلت لكم هون x plus 2 is a factor. أكيد منا factor. Why guys? Because when I substitute instead of x minus 2, not factor. Why guys? Because when I substitute instead of x minus 2, the answer not 0. So that's why x minus 2 not a root. صح الكلام؟ لا تكون root لازم تكون يا شباب when I substituted in the given give us 0. هان ال 5 is a root guys. ال 5 هي root والله root. Why it's a root? Because it's a solution. Because when I substitute instead of x5 give us 0. It's clear for all?
Yes.
بس هذا بيعتمد multiple choice x بس كده.
I can't hear you well والله.
بس sometimes the multiple choice.
اجى السؤال اذا بدكم ب 2016 سوري بنوفمبر 2018 US كثير حلو السؤال اجى. Can I raise؟
Okay.
Yeah.
غير السؤال اللي انا اعطيكم اياه بالورك شيت. I have x cubic plus 5x squared plus x plus k is divisible by x squared. Find k. حلو؟ x cubic plus 5x squared أو إذا بدكم بدون العكس plus k is divisible by x squared. The question find k. بسيطة. بيجي بقول أنا guys. And I have no problem with x cubic and x squared. I can divide them, right? Because x cubic over x squared give us x. So I can divide them. I have no problem with this one and this one. Because 5x squared divided by x squared give us 5. So بالحقيقة I have no problem. صح ولا لا guys? خلينا نقول plus k plus 1. Like plus k plus 1 مثلا. So this given يا شباب is divisible by x squared if and only if I don't have k plus 1. لأنه بالحقيقة I don't have any problem with x cubic. I don't have any problem with x squared. طب how يا شباب this one divisible by x squared, this one divisible by x squared if there's no k plus 1, right? صح ولا لا؟
Yes.
صح.
Yes.
أكيد
Yes,
واضح
and
للجميع؟ وإذا
واضح.
بيجي يا شباب إنه there is no k plus 1 يعني k plus 1 equals what يا شباب؟
0.
So k
plus
equals what?
-1.
Please.
-1.
Get the point?
Yeah.
So divisible by x squared, this one there is no problem with x squared. Divisible by x squared, this one there is no problem with x squared. ولكن I have big problem with k plus 1. So this given divisible by x squared if and only if I don't have k plus 1. يعني k plus 1 equals 0. So k equals -1. Is that clear?
Mr. So
Yes.
after they are all divisible, we take k plus 1 and we make it equal to 0.
Yes. Because and I don't have any problem with x cubic and x squared. My problem here only.
Okay, so this we just make it equal to 0 and
صح.
then we find the answer.
Okay, guys?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Now,
Yes.
parabola. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus h or plus c. When we have a quadratic equation, I can convert from quadratic to the equation of the parabola, which is y equals a into x minus h squared plus k. Where a represent what you have stretched or compressed. Stretched or compressed. And if a is positive, it means opening up. And if a is negative, it means opening what? Down. H represent the horizontal translation, left or right. K represent the vertical translation, up or what? Down. معي ولا نايمين?
معك.
Very good. In October 2018 International, جابوا لهم سؤال about the A. جابوا لهم this graph. This one is شباب. The graph for A, for example, and this one the graph of B. Guys, إذا قالوا لكم A less than B ولا A greater than B ولا A less than B less than 0 ولا A less than B less than 0. هذه حطيناها. What do you think, guys? أول خبرية بتطلع.
A is not intersecting.
Yes, يا هنا don't worry. Guys, first of all, this parabola opening up or down?
Up.
This parabola opening up. أصبح كل شيء given يكون ال B negative is rejected. صح؟ ممنوع
صح.
تكون negative يا شباب، ممنوع. لأنه opening up. Guys, ولكن ال A مين اللي stretched؟ A ولا B؟
B.
A stretched.
لا يا بلد.
B is
فاكر انه this
stretched.
one is stretched. لا انا stretch across the y axis هيك. انا لقطت من هيك شديتها هيك طلع يا بنت هيك. So بالحقيقه ال A هي اللي stretched. Because A كل ما بتكون narrow guys. كل ما بتكون narrow بتكون هي اللي stretched لانه across the y axis. كل ما بتكون narrow بتكون هي stretched بتكون هي greater than the compressed. So بالحقيقه A greater than B. And all of them is positive. Is that clear? Why are positive? لانه opening up. Why A greater than B? Because A is stretched or إذا بدكم A is what يا شباب narrow بينما ال B هي what? هي wide. So لأنها
Okay.
narrow هي بتكون stretched. بالعكس لأنه stretch across the y-axis يا guys. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now guys, I have a quadratic equation. How we find h and k? Okay, Mr. H هي up or down, stretch, compressed, h horizontal, k vertical. The vertex is h and k. طب يا Mr. how we find h and k? Guys, listen please. h إلى كذا خبرية. هي اسمها الاكس اوف سيمتري. حبيبة قلبنا الاتش. وهي كمان يا شباب what؟ هي mid point of what you guys؟
Roots.
of roots. هلا this way ما بتستخدموها انتم بسكول. اوكي؟ مع انها هي شباب كثير سهله و faster 100 times than the axis of symmetry h equals what? Minus b over 2a. نحن when we use this one and when we use this one we'll see. Guys, if you have like this given y equals 3x squared for example plus 6x minus 1. قالوا لكم find the vertex form أو قالوا لكم find the standard form أو قالوا لكم find the y-intercept appears as constant. Okay guys, أو قالوا لكم find the minimum أو find the maximum. ما if the parabola opening upward it means I have minimum. If the parabola opening downward it means I have what? Okay guys,
Maximum.
Maximum.
wake up, wake up, wake up يا موج. Wake up, ما عم بسمع صوتك. روان, يمنى, منا,
Yeah.
جوهرة.
Yes.
يلا wake up, wake up. في ناس ما عم بسمع صوتها. Okay guys? So أنا بقول يا شباب, if the parabola opening up we have a minimum. If the parabola opening down so we have a maximum. طيب كتير منيح. شباب, how we find h? h هي minus b over 2a. What is b? يعني بالحقيقة minus 6 over 6 which is what? Minus 1.
Minus 1.
Minus 1.
طيب how we find k? I substitute the answer of h in the given. مش طلعت ال h minus 1? Substitute in the given you can find k. So it will be 3 into 1 squared or minus 1 squared plus 6 into minus 1 minus 1. So what's the final answer guys? Minus 1 squared 1 times the 3, 3. 3 minus 6 minus 3 minus 1 minus 4. So what is the equation of the line line of the parabola? Y equals a, which is what? 3 into x minus h. Will h what? Minus. انتبهوا الرول y equals a into x minus h plus k. Minus h. وقديش ال h minus 1? So we see the plus 1 squared plus k minus 4. What does that mean? It means the شباب stretch opening up in a positive, 1 unit to the left and 4 units down. Is that clear? So to
Yes.
find h
Yes.
minus b over 2a and to find k, I substitute the answer of h in the given. Guys, if we have quadratic like this one مثلا. In this case, guys, نصيحة مني. نصيحة. To find h طبعا أنا I can expand it x times x or x times 2, 4 times x, 4 times 2, blah, 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 to arrange the equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Then I can say that h equals minus b over 2a, and exactly as I did in the first slide, in the previous slide. Okay? ولكن no need for this drama. When we have like this shape, guys, بتقولوا بكل بساطة h is the middle point of roots. Guys, if the factor x plus 4, so what is the root?
Minus 4.
Minus
Minus
4.
4. If the factor x minus 2, so what is the root?
2.
شو يعني middle point? يعني minus 4 plus 2 over
2.
middle answer minus 2 over 2, which is I got h. How we find k? I substitute instead of h minus 1 in the given. So k,
Yes.
he what?
Minus 1 plus 4.
4 to minus 1 minus 2. It will be what, you guys? 3 into minus 3, which is what? Minus 9. So what is the equation now? Y equals a into x minus h squared plus k. Just substitute. A طبعا هي coefficient x squared. What is the coefficient x squared? 1. To be 1. X minus 0 plus 1 squared minus 9.
Minus 2.
Is that clear ولا نايمين؟
Clear.
Clear?
Wait, I have one
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
For this one, I saw that you did H. Why did we divide by 2 negative
Because
4?
the rule is midpoint of
Mhm.
roots. What's the meaning of midpoint? Midpoint between Ahmed and Adam. يعني Ahmed plus Adam over 2. Mid distance, right? So that's why I find the root, which is -4 and 2, then midpoint. When we use this way, we use this way if I have like this shape. هلا أنت you can يا ابني, no problem. If you want, no need to use this one. ولكن use this one, expand it to make it in this form, and use this way. Also true. ولكن that way faster than this one we have factor. And I use this way when we have expanding form, like this one. It's clear for all you guys.
Yes, sir. We
Yes.
get the H when they're asking about the
Vertex, about the axis of symmetry, about the equation. It's depend. Sometimes the question find the x coordinate of the vertex. And I know that the vertex H and K. So what's the x coordinate of the vertex H? And we did a lot of questions for the parabola, for the equations, and also for the word problem with parabola. تذكروا تبع الجينز والتيشيرت كان كتير حلو السؤال. 2019 question number 20 كان سؤال كتير حلو. طيب يا guys, erase.
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
نحن yesterday يا شباب we took يا شباب
yes,
we took the إذا بدكم المين والميديان والفريكوانسيز and box plot. صح ولا لا؟
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question about them يا شباب؟ أخذنا الرينج والمود والاوتلاير واخذنا يا شباب if we have يا شباب this shape it means the mean is greater than the median. If we have this shape it means the mean is less than the median and so on. وتعلمنا how we find the frequencies, how we find the median with regular median. طبعا if we have numbers no need to use n plus 1 over 2 or n over 2. I rearrange ما تنسوا from least to greatest, then we find the middle number. حكينا عن البوكس plot. Okay, so from the box plot, I can find the middle number, the median. I can find the range, most of the data inside the box plot, and so on. No need to revise the statistics, لأنه we took it yesterday. صح الكلام؟
Yes, sir.
Any question؟
بس كان سؤال من قبل.
بدي أروح على probability. نعم.
بس كان في سؤال جه في الشيت كان A x squared minus h plus k.
Just one second. Again, please. Y equals A
x squared minus h بعدها plus k.
لحظة. X squared
أيوه
minus H.
plus k.
برافو عليك يا عمر. And I gave you this number يا شباب, this given. Now we have a trick in this question. برافو برافو يا عمر. Okay, in the sheet يا شباب موجود this question in the sheet. I have big difference between this one and this one. برافو عليك يا عمر. Guys, here there is no there is no horizontal translation, guys, because the square for the x only. Here we have a translation h and we have translation k. But here in this question, I don't have translation h. I don't have horizontal. I have only vertical, guys. I have only vertical translation. شفتوها؟ لون يا شباب, I have big difference between x squared. كان هذا السؤال بنوفمبر. برافو. minus 3 plus 5 or x minus 3 squared plus 5. And this question, I have horizontal translation 3 units to the right and 5 units up. Right? Up. بينما هون guys ما في يقول هنا 3 right. No guys, because the square for x only. So هني حاطين لكم between brackets لحتى يخدعوكم. Okay? So it will be x squared minus 3 plus 5. هلا يا عمر اطمنت انه انت حتجيب علامه كثير حلوه اذا الله راد. اي حدا بيتذكر شغلات من الرولز بهيدي الطريقه برافو عليك. مين ذكرنا هذا يا دينا؟ محمد داوود. قد ايش جاب محمد داوود؟ 790 من اول ترايل يا شباب. من الفيرست ترايل خلص السات لانه حافظ الرول like his name. minus 3 plus 5 بيطلع 2. What does that mean? It means there is no horizontal translation ولكن I have 2 units up only. And there is no horizontal. Zero horizontal translation. No horizontal translation. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I have big difference. Bravo, يا عمر. I have big difference between this one and this one. Here the square for all of it. Here the square for x only. So I can't say that this one is horizontal. طيب. Erase. في ناس بهذه المجموعة بدها تجيب سكور كتير حلو بإذن الله. ضروري جدا. ضروري جدا جدا. كلنا بدنا نجيب سكور كتير حلو. بس في ناس بده يخلص بهذه الترايل. خلص. بده يشوف ال 800. هن بيعرفوا نفسه. بده يشوف ال 800. even كانت first try اللي قالها. واضح ولا نايمين بالخسة؟
واضح.
واضح.
wake up wake up wake up. يلا. أنا كيف حالك؟
لله.
عادة بتكون تساعديني، ما عم تساعديني اليوم، ما عم تذكريني بشيء.
عشان take notes by writing.
probability. شو قلنا بالprobability؟ نحن أخذنا probability يا شباب yesterday also. قلنا probability. شو يا شباب؟
What
Is
you want
equal
over
what you
We
want
want over total.
total. What is the total?
Selected at
What
random.
Each sentence related to selected at random, chosen at random, what a fraction of, and given that. صح الكلام؟
Yes.
كثير منيح.
Yes.
واخذنا كثير questions وحكينا يا شباب، حكينا اكثر من هيك، حكينا عن ال questions probability with missing numbers يا ادم اذا بتتذكر تبع التيبل تبع 2018 question number 37 صح؟ وحكينا probability with the percentages, حكينا probability with tables, probability with word problem, and so on. So each sentence related to selected at random, chosen at random, what a fraction of, and giving that represent the total. وما في داعي ارجع عيد لانه حلينا عليها كثير. بالpercentages قلنا we have main ideas. Also we took it yesterday. قلنا كل شيء more than increase tax I use 100% plus. كل شيء decrease discount less than I use 100% minus. Okay guys, كل شيء off there is no increase, there is no decrease. For example, A is 2% of B. I apply the rule as is. يعني A equals 0.2B without increasing, without decreasing. وقلنا if we have comparing between two percentages of, or if we have the كلمة, the word percent change or percent increase or percent decrease. مش increase or decrease, no guys. Increase or decrease only we use 100 plus or 100 minus. And I'm talking about the percent increase or the percent decrease. I can apply the rule new minus old over old times 100. When the new greater than the old, it means increase. Or I can use old minus the new over old. When we have decrease, it means the old is greater than the new. وأخذنا example عن the year in 2020 و 2022 وقت كورونا و before كورونا. صح الكلام؟
Yes.
طيب. شو بدنا نحكي بعد؟ بس في خبرية المارجن اوف ايرور امبارح حكينا عن statistics ما سبب margin of error. قلنا guys is if for example the weight of Muhammad Ali is 85 kilogram with margin of error 2, it means what يا شباب? It means I add 2 and I subtract 2. So it will be 87 and 83. Yeah, what does that mean? It means the acceptable range for the answers within 83 and 87. يعني إذا جيت سألت هنا what is the weight وقالت لي 82 بقول لها no يا هنا. إذا جيت سألت عمر what is the weight وقال لي 99 بقول له no يا عمر. لازم يكون the acceptable range between 83 and 87 يا آدم. Is that clear يا guys?
Yes.
موجود معي ولا نايم؟ موج السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
عمر عماد وينكم؟
موجود يا مستر.
سارة السلام. حجازي.
موجود.
ليال.
معك.
خالد نمت ولا لسه؟ محمد خالد نايم. محمد خالد where are you؟
هنا يا مستر.
ايوه لو ما رديت كنت دغري مباشرة حكي مع اهلك دغري مباشرة.
لا والله موجود معك يا مستر.
ايوه الله يرضى عليك. اكيد واضح للجميع جايز.
مستر.
I have a
خلينا
question.
just 1 second please and we solve one question يا احمد. عم تسمعني يا احمد؟
Yeah.
How is Qatar with you?
It's okay.
Are you happy there?
Alhamdulillah. How's Saudi?
Alhamdulillah, fine. In which
That's
school يا أحمد؟ أحمد عم يحكينا من قطر. In which school يا أحمد؟
I go to a school in Al Rayyan.
الريان school. الله يحميك يا ابني. يلا. Guys, everything's clear for all.
Yes.
أخذنا يا
Yes.
ست ليالي question related to the percentages with margin of error. تتذكروه كان سؤال ديسمبر 18. تتذكروا ديسمبر كان we have one question about the percentages with margin of error. وحكينا كمان يا guys عن equation of the circle. قلنا in the circle I have two types of equation. The main idea x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. وقلنا يا guys the center is h and k and r represent the radius. وقلنا how we find يا شباب the equation. قلنا if we have 2 points to find the center, how we find the center يا guys? The center is the midpoint of the diameter. صح الكلام؟ Okay, we use diameter or we use midpoint formula x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. And to find the radius, I have two ways. I can use the school way, the distance between the center and one of the point, or we can substitute one of the point in the equation to find the answer. صح الكلام؟
صح.
أكيد
Yes.
حدا عنده شيء أسئلة بالموضوع؟
No.
No.
طيب the second type of circle إذا بتتذكروا كانت x squared plus 2hx plus 2ky plus y squared plus constant or plus number whatever is equals 0. وقلنا we cannot apply the rule if what guys? If we don't have what?
Coefficient isn't 1.
برافو عليك. If the coefficient of x squared and y squared ما كان 1 or what guys? And the equation لازم تكون equals 0. If I have, for example, a 3 and a 3, I divide all the equation by 3 and I move this number to make it equal 0. Then, what we say, يا شباب تذكروا, 2h represent what? The coefficient of
Coefficient of x.
X.
and 2k coefficient of,
Y.
Y.
and the
Y.
center is
Negative h.
Constant.
minus h minus k, and the radius is what? Radical
H
square
squared
minus number.
plus k
K
square
square
minus
minus constant.
minus the number.
Number.
Whatever is this number. شاء الله يكون minus 5 بصير minus 5. And we can apply the rule and we find the answer. Direct application, substitution. Is that clear for all?
Yes.
Yes.
طيب وقلنا شو الاريا of the circle؟ ها؟ شو الاريا of the circle؟ باي ار سكوير. او اذا بدكم يا شباب خلينا باي ار سكوير. وشو السيركمفرنس of the circle؟
2 pi r.
2 pi r.
2 باي ار. وشو اللينث of arc؟
Angle over 360
2 pi r.
times 2 pi
باي
r.
ار او اذا بدكم تايمز باي دي. صح الكلام؟ او اذا بدكم 2 باي ار اللي هي وات؟ الار
باي دي.
ار هي شو باي دي. صح؟ 2 ار هي باي دي. نو بروبلم. وقلنا هيدا ان ديجري. ولكن to find the length of arc in radian شو بيساوي يا شباب؟
Times
Multiply
pi over
r
1/8.
times the angle. الانجل in radian. And how we come from degree to radian?
Pi over 180.
Degree
Times-
to radian multiply by pi over 180. صح الكلام؟
Yes.
And radian to degree multiply by what?
180 over pi.
180 over pi. ان شاء الله بكره يجيبوا لكم degree وجريديان بيعطوكم الريشيوز. don't worry. وحكينا كثير عن الريشيوز على سيره الريشيوز وامبارح حلينا عليها اعتقد. صح الكلام؟
Yes.
الريشيوز. طيب يعني for example إذا قالوا لكم the ratios inside the triangle هي 2 between the angles 2 3 و 5 find each angle. بتقولوا what is the sum of the angle inside the triangle 180. So 2x plus 3x plus 5x equals 180. I can find x. To find the first angle multiply by 2, the second angle multiply by 3 or by 5. تتذكروا؟ قلت لكم don't forget the ratio of the total ratios or the total number. وإذا بتتذكروا قلت لكم السايد give us what you guys؟ ها؟ ratio parameter give us what؟ side give us what يا شباب؟ parameter. والسايد سكوير area. والسايد كيوبيك فوليوم. كده يعني نشتغل عليهم ولا واضحين؟
واضحين.
طيب نحكي كمان طبعا في كثير ايدياز، في طلاب جداد معنا، معلش سوري يعني، بس بنعمل ريفيجن لكل شيء. السلام عليكم يا آية.
عليكم السلام.
تعبتي يا بنتي؟
لا عادي.
منتهى السلام عليكم. ما بسمع
وعليكم
صوتك.
السلام.
دينا صار لي ثلث ساعة مش سامع صوتك، وينك؟
I'm here.
يلا سامعين صوتك. طيب شو كمان يا جايز؟
Mister, there is this note that has consecutive integers.
Yes, very good.
Skewer, Mr. The skewer.
بس نحن حكينا عنه جايز هاي الكلام، نحن قلنا يا شباب انه خبريه غير يصير سكيود مش سكيور. سكيود نحن قلنا عاده بيكون في عندكم شيء اسمه normal distribution. when we have outlier بصير في عندنا skewed distribution, unfair distribution. اوكي بصير distribution positive at the right or at the left. امبارح حكينا فيها when we have outlier. واذا بتتذكروا قلنا الاوتلاير affect in the first place what?
Range.
Range.
It's the range.
Then the mean.
Then the median. And the mode is not.
اوكي نحن المود ما بيتاثر، ولكن قلنا اكثر شيء مين بيتاثر جايز؟ الرينج and the mean. If we don't have the range and the mean ساعتها guys we check what the standard, we check what يا شباب the median if we have increase or decrease. We find the median with outlier, we find the median without outlier, then we check. وعلمكم way اصلا how we find the answer without a checking. بس مش مشكله، هلا المتذكره متذكره، مش متذكره no problem. اللي هي بتتذكروا اذا if we remove the big number, if the outlier هو big number, what happened if the outlier is small number. مش مشكله خلص. Find the median with outlier, find the median without outlier, then compare them. No problem. المتذكر متذكر. طيب يا جايز، مع انه هي سهله انا متاكد في كثير ناس متذكرين. بنحكي يا شباب عن برافو عليك يا بنتي، ذكرتيني بالميديان. قلنا when we have consecutive integers when the mean equals the median. أيمتى اتفقنا؟ I have two cases. If I have normal distribution يكون المين والميديان are equals, or when we have what? When we have what?
Consecutive integers.
Consecutive integers. واجي هذا السؤال ب 2019 بمارش إذا بتتذكروا. When we have consecutive integers قالوا I have 9 consecutive integers and the mean is A, the median is B. The question find A minus B. طبعا أنا I can put يا شباب 9 consecutive integers. We find the mean of them. We find the median of them as we agreed from yesterday. Then I subtract them. ولكن no need for this story. When we have consecutive integers the mean والmedian are equals. So the difference between them شو بده يكون؟
0.
Very good. طيب بنحكي بالتريجونومتري طبعا similarity خلصناها. ما بدنا نحكي بالسو كتوا، بدناش نحكي فيهم opposite over hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse, opposite over adjacent. قلنا we have main ideas rule. شو هن الرولز؟ if A plus B equals 90. So what I got?
A equals cosine B.
Cosine A equals cosine
B. And vice versa.
Sine angle equals cosine
90 minus x.
90 minus angle. وطبعا مش شرط 90، يمكن يكون باي اوفر 2. اوكي والكوساين 90 was sine 90 minus angle. And we took yesterday يا شباب الكوادرنت where is positive and negative and so on اذا بتتذكر. والتان اذا سؤال بنوفمبر اذا بتتذكروا بنوفمبر تان اكس شو بتساوي التان؟ التان بتساوي ساين اكس over cosine x. ولكن we don't have in the choices sine over cosine وقتها. فبنقول الساين is what guys?
Sine 90 minus
cosine 90 minus x as per the rule over sine 90 minus x as per the rule. طيب وحلينا كثير examples على خبرية ال trigonometric functions. Okay guys? نعم.
We have a note that says length of the arc is equal to radius times theta. Is it always like that?
هي انتبهي. نحن when we have circle أول شيء length of arc. length of arc follow the angle. By the way نحن ما حكينا عن يمكن حكيناه امبارح عن type of angle inside the circle, central angle و circumference angle إلى آخره. length of arc هي angle this angle. ما بجيب الانجل عن طريق central angle. The central angle equals the length of arc equals angle this angle over 360 times 2 pi r. اوكي يا بنتي؟ انت اللي عم تحكي عنا الاريا اوف ذا سيكتور. اوكي؟
اوكي.
موجوده هذيك بالروز، موجوده، كله موجود بالروز. اوكي، خلينا نركز على الشغلات اللي
Mister.
ممكن تجي.
Yeah,
قلنا
Mr.
بالسيركل. يس
we have a rule that if we have a trigonometric unit circle, then its radius is 1.
صحيح. بالtrigonometric functions when we have unit circle. شو يعني unit circle? Even we don't have the radius equals 1 in your mind. Once we say يا شباب unit circle, it means the radius equals what?
1.
The radius equals 1. صح الكلام؟ وقلنا بالنسبة للسيركل والكورد، بالنسبة للسيركل والانجل I have 4 ideas. 2 ideas اجوا بالامتحان و 2 ideas ما اجوا. اوكي؟ اللي ما اجوا موجودين، ما في داعي نرجع نعيد عليهم، already موجودين بالورك شيت، عندكم اياهم. اللي اجوا بالامتحان when we have circle and we have central angle. شو بتساوي central angle؟ شو بالنسبة للارك؟
Arc. It's equal to the arc.
arc over 2 او arc.
Only arc.
central angle.
Arc.
برافو عليك.
Arc.
And when we have circumference angle on the circle شو بتكون بتساوي؟
Half of the arc.
arc over 2. ها شو بتساوي الانجل؟ arc.
Same.
And when we have circle and the angle outside شو بتكون guys؟ difference of arc over 2. صح؟ مظبوط؟
Multiply by half.
difference of arc over 2. And when we have the angle inside the circle شو بتكون guys؟ sum of arc over 2. This arc plus this arc over 2. طبعا ويسترداي حكينا اذا بتتذكر عن خبريه الفيرتيكال انجل والسبليمنتري والالترنيت والكورسبوندينج، ما في داعي نرجع نحكيهم. صح الكلام؟ بالنسبه للكورد قلنا we have also يا شباب 3 ideas. 2 ideas لسه ما اجوا، وحده ايديا اجت باكتوبر 16. شو هي الرول؟ if I have this the 2 chord intersect inside the circle, this one is M, this one A, B, C, D. I can say that AM times MB, AM times MB equals CM times MD. AM times MB equals CM times MD. واخذنا اذا بتتذكروا خبريه الكورد اللي هي outside، تذكروها؟ this one square موجوده بالروز بلا ما نضيع وقت، موجوده بالروز بس تراجعوها. طيب حكينا يا شباب
the surface area.
يس حكينا يا جايز بالنسبه للبوليجونز، ما بننسى البوليجونز. بالبوليجونز شو اتفقنا يا شباب؟ شو الرول؟ اهم رول لازم نعرفها S equals
N minus
N minus 2
times 180.
times 180 لان هي النمبر اوف سايدز، والسم هي وات يا شباب الاس؟ هي السم of all sides. If I have regular polygon شو يعني regular polygons؟ يعني all the sides
All
are
sides are equal.
and after we apply this rule what can we do? We can use the special right triangle 30 60 90 triangle as we did yesterday 30 60 90 triangle.
Or the special time.
Or we can use what يا شباب؟ The trigonometric functions SOA SOCA TOA. صح؟ After this one طبعا after this one.
We can
بدنا
also
نعيد
use
ولا واضح؟
Mister, I don't understand.
Which one?
This rule.
No problem. نحن when I have polygon, let's say for example أنا I have octagon يا بنتي. طيب؟ And I don't know يا بنتي the measurement of each angle inside the octagon. When we have regular octagon يعني يا بنتي 8 sides. فبيجي بقول أنا S equals N minus 2 times 180. Okay يا بنتي؟ So S equals 8 minus 2 times 180. So and I can find the sum of all the angles. This formula give us all the sum for all the angles. ولكن if I want to find the measurement of each angle, I divide
by 8.
by 8. Okay? Then I can find the measurement of each angle. After we find the measurement of each angle, it depends on the given طبعا. نحن we took like this example maybe 5 times. Okay? I can use the special right triangle or I can use the trigonometric functions. Okay? To find the unknown. ولكن when we have polygon, we start from this one most of the time. Okay يا بنتي؟
Okay.
الله يحميك يا رب. طيب بنحكي طبعا كل شيء فوليوم. لما نقول solid geometry guys اتفقنا بنحكي عن شو؟ يلا على السريع. solid geometry. عن شو بنحكي بالsolid geometry؟
الريكتانجل سكوير
ريكتانجل صاد جيومتري بلا ضمير.
The prism and the pyramids.
ريكتانجل على سيره الريكتانجل شو البارامتر 2L
12 times
2W.
2 W plus 2
شو
W.
الاريا؟ شو الاريا اوف ذا
length
ريكتانجل؟ L
length
times
times
W
width.
L times W.
والسكوير شو الاريا اوف ذا سكوير؟
Side
S
square.
side square.
شو البارامتر؟
Um,
4S
S times 4.
all sides. طيب الرامبوس يا شباب او اذا بدكم ترابيزويد شو الاريا اوف ذا ترابيزويد؟
2 B1
Base
plus
1.
B2. Base 1
1 plus base 2
over 2.
times height over 2. في times الهايت ما تنسى لي اياها.
Okay.
اوكي والبارامتر هي sum of all sides طبعا الاكسترنال sides. شو بعد في عندنا؟ تريانجل شو اتفقنا
We have
بتريانجل؟ شو الاريا اوف ذا
we have
تريانجل؟
rhombus.
Uh,
We also have rhombus.
times height of
base times height over 2.
Base times height
When we
over
have
2.
equilateral triangle شو البارامتر؟ sorry
S
شو الاريا؟
squared
S
radical 3
S
divided by
S
4.
radical 3 divided by 4.
اوكي شو سبيشال رايت تريانجل 3 4 5 او
6 8 10.
8 10
12 13
12
5 12
13.
13 with the growth factor of them يعني 30 40 50 and so on. طيب شو كمان عندنا guys when we have right triangle مين البيز؟ البيز والهايت perpendicular to each other مش هيدا هو البيز. البيز والهايت perpendicular to each other base times height over 2. طيب شو بعد في عندنا قلت لي؟ الرامبوس
Height
او الكايت. شو هو الكايت يا جايز؟
half D1 times D2.
بالضبط. مش كيف نطلع الاريا يا شباب؟ اريا equals what؟
Area equals D1 times D2 over
D1 times D2 over 2.
over 2.
وشو الفورمولا بقلب الرامبوس؟ بقلب الكايت the diagonal R
Right angle.
90. طيب بالنسبه للسوليد هذا كان two dimensions. لما نقول solid geometry يا بلا ضمير يا محمد يعني شو يا محمد؟ يعني 3 dimensions. عن شو بنحكي جايز؟ نحكي عن الكيوب.
كون سلندر.
قلنا بالكيوب I have two ideas. مين بيقول لي؟ rectangular cube مظبوط؟ ولا prism؟
Prism has
الحمد لله.
rectangular and cube.
الحمد لله. شو كمان بنحكي كمان غير البيراميد؟ سيلندر
Cone and cone.
كون
sphere.
وسفير. صح الكلام؟
Yes.
طيب الفوليوم موجودين بيكون عندكم اياهم بالفيرست بيج.
But the surface area is
بالنسبه للسيرفيس اريا ركزوا معي شوي اذا بتريدوا. السفير شو السيرفيس اريا تبعها؟
4 pi r squared.
باي ار سكوير.
4 pi r square.
سيلندر شو السيرفيس اريا تبعه؟
2 pi r
2 pi r squared
بلس
plus 2
Plus
pi
2 pi
r
r
h.
باي ار اتش.
h.
صح الكلام؟
Yes.
نايمين ولا واعيين؟
Right.
Are you sure؟
Yes.
شو عمر قول؟ شو رايكم يا جايز؟ شو رايكم يا بلا ضمير؟ كم مرة صرت قايلة أنا؟ شو يا جايز؟
Can you repeat his question? Because I didn't hear.
Yes. We
كم مرة
didn't
صرت
hear the
قايلة
question.
الكلام وإجا سؤال وحلينا عليه سؤال إذا بتتذكروا.
About what?
Mr.
About
we
the
didn't hear
cylinder
the
قالوا لهم what is the surface area؟
If,
cylinder يعني two circle.
Ah,
Yes.
We would
Yeah, the
remove
base
it.
is a circle.
برافو.
at
قالوا
the
لكم
base.
I have two circles so that's why 2 pi r squared. قالوا لهم وقتها find the surface area after I remove the top and the bottom circle.
Pi r
شو
h.
بيطلع العنصر؟
Pi r h.
باي ار اتش. طيب شو كمان بنحكي؟ مين بيقول لي؟
We have the pyramid. Surface area of the pyramid.
Cone.
الكون. شو بدك بالسيرفيس اريا of the pyramid؟ شو السيرفيس اريا of the cone؟
Pi r
See
squared
one
plus
circle
pi
so
r
that's why pi r squared plus
pi r
pi r l. مين ال L؟ هذا السلانت هايت. شفتوا هذا هو ال L. تعملوا حضرتكم رايت تريانجل هيك. this one هو ال L. هذا هو الهايت. مظبوط؟
Yes.
Yes.
شو اللي قلنا يا شباب بدناش نضيع بشو؟ مين بذكرني؟
If the
surface area
base
of the
is
cube.
different.
شو surface area of the cube؟
6s squared.
6 side square. 6 side square. شو كمان حكينا يا guys؟
Yeah, the surface area of the rectangle 2LW plus 2LH.
برافو عليكم. The surface area of the rectangular cube مش cube rectangular cube. يكون عندكم how many faces؟ تذكروهن left to right, up to down, backward, forward. So that's why 2 L height plus 2 W height
W
plus 2
LW.
LW. Is that clear for all you guys?
Yes.
طبعا البريزم نفسه يا شباب الكيوب نفسه والله ولكن what's the difference between them? In the cube all the sides are equal. So L times the height بيطلع side square. L times W times height بيطلع side square. L times W side square. So that's why 6 side square. So this one هي ذاتها this one. ولكن هون all the sides are equals لأنه cube. هون بينما هون هي rectangular cube. So that's why I have difference between the length with W والheight. شو كمان حكينا كمان مين بذكرنا؟ بعد في خبرية جدا مهمة.
If the pyramid has different base.
برافو عليكم. شو ال surface area of the pyramid?
1 over 3 1 over 3 H
Multiply by base, multiply by
1 over 3 base times height.
base times height.
Don't follow the
Mister, that's the volume.
sorry, the volume. Don't follow مين يا شباب؟ The rule of the test. بالتست بيعطوكم volume equals what? 1 over 3. شو بيعطوكم بالرول؟ تذكروا. بالفيرست بيج بأول تست شو بيعطوكم الفوليوم؟ قلت لكم وقتها don't use بيعطوكم بس ال L times W times height. قلت لكم أنا don't use this one, it's depend on the given. وجابوا لهم مرة سؤال وحليت لكم إيه يا guys. الفوليوم of the pyramid هي 1 over 3 base times height صح؟
Yes.
طب شو البيز؟ ركزوا معي شوي. إذا كان البيز rectangle I use the area of the rectangle. شو الاريا of the rectangle؟ L times W. من هون اجت L times W times height. فهمنا يا شباب؟ And if the base is triangle I use the area of the triangle. شو الاريا of the triangle؟
Base times height
Base times height
divided
over 2.
This height for the triangle, but this height for what? For the pyramid.
the pyramid.
And we did like this question before several times. I think.
Yes.
Okay, guys?
Yeah.
هذا كل الرولز إن شاء الله between yesterday and today. الله يحميكم ويحفظكم بإذن الله حنعمل كثير منيح. اوكي نحن قعدنا زيادة اليوم معلش حقكم علينا.
Not a problem, Mr. It was necessary for us to prepare for the exam.
الله يحميكم ويحفظكم إن شاء الله. الله يوفقكم. ضروري جدا 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 تعملوا ريفيجن. ما في فكرة ما حلينا عليها. برجع بقول لكم للمرة المليار الله ياخذ كل استاذ بده يسرب الامتحان. لا تمشوا ورا التسريبات. جيبوا يا شباب 600 700 800 بتعبكم احسن ما تجيبوا 800 مش بتعبكم. بكره بتتبهدلوا بالجامعات. نصيحه يا شباب ما في فكره ما حكينا عنها. ما في ايديا ما خلينا ابدا. ما في مستحيل تلاقوا ايديا بكره ما حتجي حكينا عنها. بكره حتتذكروا كلامي وانا عم صرخ عليكم يا بلا ضمير يا بكره بالامتحان حتذكروني بكل فكره. بكره بتتذكروا وحتقولوا لي هذا الكلام مثل ما كل الطلاب بيقولوا لي. اهم شيء يا شباب نرجع نراجع الرولز. You have the worksheet. Revise the rules هيك بطريقه مرتبه. بننام بدري بنصحى بدري بنصلي ونتكل على الله بنروح على امتحاننا. ما في داعي نضلنا عايشين لل4 الصبح نحفظ امتحانات ويمكن تجي ويمكن ما تجي. الله لا يوفق كل الاشخاص اللي بدهم يسربوا الامتحانات. انتم ما خصكم انتم مظلومين. عم بحكي عن التيتشرز. مين ما يكون يكون اوكي الله ياخده. مين ما يكون بده يسرب امتحان الله ياخده. اوكي جايز نحن ما بدنا نمشي ورا التسريبات. نحن بنمشي ورا ضميرنا صح. تعبنا وتعبنا كثير. الله ما حيضيعنا تعبنا. واضح يا شباب؟ الله يوفقكم ويحميكم جميعا ان شاء الله.
Thank you.
يعطيكم الف عافيه.
Thank you.
Goodbye, sir. Wish us luck, sir.
وادعي لنا.
الله يحميكم جميعا. الله يحميكم يا رب.
بدعي لنا مستر بالنجاح.
بدعي لك يا ابني الله وكيلك. بدعي لك أكثر. بدعي لحالي لكل طلابي. الله بيعرف.
الله يخليك لنا يا مستر.
امين يا رب واياكم ان شاء الله حبيبي.
يلا مع السلامه يا مستر.
Thank you so much.
الله معاكم. الله معاكم بالتوفيق ان شاء الله.
السلام عليكم.
Mr. Ferris.
يا حبيبي بنحكي على الخاص. يلا
سلام.
يلا حي الله معك.